Hello, Nilsa. You're on mute.
Of course. Hello, Lori.
There you are. Long time no see. There
So
you are. Just shining on. Where are you at? Puerto Rico?
today, Puerto Rico.
Nice. Cool. Well, we're gonna spend a lovely 30 minutes together. And the
Okay.
goal of now is for you to tell me where you are, what your goals are, and beautiful things based on where you are now. Because, as you know, I love to make it little personal in groups. So the better I know it, the better I can help you within the group. So that's going to be fun. I also want to make sure that you have some time, if you have any questions, for you to ask. And
Well, where I am now, I'm in a much better place, more confident since our last cohort.
really?
I think that's important that I share that with the group at one point. That the first one is just creating a foundation, sort of getting you to a place where now you're okay. The thing that you've created, Lori, is that you've created a safe space where as you start listening to the other people, you start realizing that there's a lot of emotions that are similar, just different stories. So we all have a story, but the emotions are basically the same. And when you start seeing people opening up, you realize that this is an opportunity to share my life experience with somebody else. And so this is like you've created like a snowball effect. And I thought that was awesome. At the end of your cohort, that was what I took from that. Yes, there's a true line and there's a lot of public speaking techniques. But at the end, if their emotions are not in place, it's hard to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm ready to go forward. So now for me,
Yeah.
it's cohort number 2, but it's like if it was cohort number 1, because I have the foundation. I have the foundation.
Yeah.
I have a lot of business. I have a lot of experience. I have the foundation. And now I'm ready to serve whoever my audience is going to be.
I love it.
So let's celebrate. I enrolled in Dean Graciosi's Business Academy. I saw you have a couple of, so I enrolled in that. That's my journey is to have my online knowledge business. So I enrolled with you. I was with you. You created the foundation. I'm enrolled with you again and with Dean. I'm also enrolled. I'm taking massive action because I'm also a Tony Robbins girl. And I enrolled in Chandler Bolt. I had my first coaching session yesterday to start the book that I, for 2 years, been writing that I've never written. So I'm taking massive action. So that's all going to lead me to these speaking gigs in the future. And if I have to repeat cohort number 3 just to be ready, I will, whatever it's going to take me. I'm not putting limitations. It's whatever it's going to take me to get to that next level that I want to get to.
I love it. Congratulations on massive, massive action. Super good. And
Yeah.
what would be like, because you're taking massive action and you say I will be ready for the audience that will be there for me. Like, what do you feel right now is that audience around?
Well, the title of my book is ironic. It's called Impact, and it's called Impact, and it's about creating legacy. And with talking to the Chandler Bolt people, I don't know if you know them, the self-publishing people.
Mm-hmm.
They're like before I start throwing books at people and talking about finance and getting very technical where people shy away from that, why don't we create a book on impact for women that are late 40s, early 50s, early 60s, that are empty nesters, that are looking for like a restart. You know, when the battery's dead, when the cars, you have to restart them. So they're looking for some kind of restart. So he says, put that in motion. See what happens when you start writing. So that's sort of where. And
Mm-hmm.
my kids are 25 and they're 30, and I see they're smart, brilliant girls, but there's a void in there where they're going with the flow without even knowing how they can impact the world in a younger age. That's why hopefully I'm going to get them to sit in one of your cohorts as well, so they see you in action and
Mm-hmm.
have a peer person. That's a goal that I have. But it takes a little bit more time to get the. I don't want to obligate
Okay.
them. I don't want to obligate them. I want them to say, "Well, mom, who's showing you how to be so vibrant?" I want that, and then that's where you're gonna come in.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the same with Noelle. Like she also wants her daughters in my program, and it takes a little time to get there, but that's okay.
But you know what, Lori? Since Noelle has two daughters and I have two daughters, and I think Noelle and me have similar characteristics, maybe we just invite invite them. That maybe that's something that we could do separate, and then they can go ahead and be get two more friends, and then maybe you create a cohort with just 20, 30-year-old girls
Yeah.
and let them
Like
and
I'm
let them
so
be there.
down for that. It just has to be something that creates, and at the same time, were you in the cohort with Iman? I think no, right?
No,
No.
I was
So
no.
there was one group, and there was like a lot of age differences in the group, and that created like the best thing ever.
I
So
love it. I
sometimes
love
we
it.
think, we need to separate it, but just the similar, like the togetherness. And what could be fun, the 16th of September, Nils, I'm doing a free training again.
Oh, I love those. I always learn something nice.
Sorry?
I love when you do them because I always pick something up. Somebody says something, somebody shares something, and it's
Love it.
beautiful.
So I'm gonna share the link with you so you can sign up for yourself. This is like just this extra thing. But feel free to invite people, right? Like you're now
Yeah.
in a book training. People want to be speakers, right? And this is the place to be. So feel free to invite everybody you think could be a great fit for that. And your daughters included, right? Like I know this takes time and it's like more something you see once in a while, and maybe this is not the moment, but that's okay. I keep doing this, and at some point it will be the right moment, and then we're ready.
We're going to be in your course starts at September 11th, right?
Correct. Yeah,
And then it's 2 times a week like last time.
correct.
Do you know what the other is 11 and the 12th, 2 days in a row, or I don't.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're flying to Croatia. I think that's the 12th or the 11th. I'm not sure because my daughter's marrying in Croatia.
Oh,
So I will be off guard for a week or so, and then I'll be back.
oh, I'm so happy for you. You must be such a proud mommy.
Oh, it's exciting that she chose a Puerto Rican girl to marry in Croatia, which is interesting.
Wow.
I love globalization. I mean, this is what globalization is doing.
Yeah,
She's breaking all the rules. She goes, "No, I love Croatia. I'm gonna marry in Croatia." I'm like, "Perfect. Let's go to Croatia."
let's go
With
to.
internet, with technology, you call a wedding planner through the Zoom, and everything is getting coordinated.
Wow,
That's amazing.
that must be so amazing. Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. So the best thing, I guess, for you to do, like, do you see the Zoom meetings in your calendar, Nilsa?
I think I saw something yesterday. I will look for them. You're gonna do this again at 11 in the morning, my time?
11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect for me.
Yeah, so if you can either, because you're also in the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes. Do we have a new WhatsApp group for cohort 2?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
So you were already invited, and I believe you actually already created a welcome video. I'm not sure.
I have not. I owe you that one.
So that would be
Uh,
great to do right after this call.
okay.
Um, you have to search for, let me send it to you as well. 24.09. If you type this into WhatsApp, there will be one group. It's like basically the date. So we're starting in September, so I call it 2409. And it would be amazing if you can share a video of who you are, what you're doing, where you're going, all of those beautiful things, in like 2 minutes or so. So make it fun for you, like in a way where you love to introduce yourself. And if you're not able to be there, the best way to do that, do you have the invite in your calendar?
I will check. The thing if I'm on my phone and if I start looking at the calendar, we're gonna get disconnected. So as soon as we hang up,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, so if you can check that, and then do you know how to accept an invite through your calendar? Like when it's there, you click on yes or no.
Yes. I'll check that.
So
Accept.
if you can basically do yes if yes and no if no, then I know that you're coming or not coming. That
Oh,
helps me, you know, when I start a class and maybe sometimes you're like 1 minute late and I wait a little bit, or I know that you're not coming.
okay, that's nice.
That's
I
nice. So
have a question. I know you're in technology. What would be the best calendar? Because yesterday I had to connect my calendar, and should I just do Outlook or should I stick with Google? Which is
Google.
Google's the better calendar. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna organize Google for the calendar and
Yeah.
just have everything in one calendar instead of
Yeah.
having all these calendars. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I had the same, but Google Calendar I find like the epically most best ever. Um,
Okay, speaking gigs, I would enjoy your. I had somebody reach out to me through LinkedIn that he wants me to go on his podcast, and I said yes. I mean, he reached out to me, so of course I'll do it. And I mean, I guess at some point I need to start doing that.
yes. Yes, 100%. So what we're and this is kind of fun for you to see as well as the development on my part because the reason why there was quite of a big pause in between is because I took the time to really look for patterns that I saw. I mean, I did this group now for 7 times. I've done so many one-on-ones. So I really know what makes the difference of the difference. And what I'm doing now, like I'm still like at the like last 10%, I've been recording a whole course step by step that really brings you from A to Z. So this you're gonna get the course. It's gonna be my present for me to you. I'm gonna invite people to join the course the 16th. So you're gonna see me pitch that, but you're gonna get it from me because you're in
Oh,
this.
so this is going to be separate than your cohort. You're doing a course.
Correct. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank
So you're
you.
gonna get both. And you're going to see some different trainings as well on specific topics. So for example, around podcasting or how to get on podcast, there's this own separate video, right? So you're able to see what are the tips and tricks regarding podcasts, for example, right? So that's going to help you as well. But with the long-term vision, right? In the end, you want to have an impact, right? You want to have the confidence that you can have the impact and then the income follows through the impact.
Yes. Yes. It's
Yeah.
exactly that.
Yeah. So in the end, what is going to be amazing is that you have different kind of stages because a stage doesn't have to be you sharing your message where people are sitting right in front of you, right? I was live with Dean Graziosi. I don't know if you saw it for 10 minutes. He put me on the World Summit. I was 10 minutes interviewed by Dean Graziosi.
Oh
Um,
my God, I missed that. Do you have that recorded? I mean, I
yes,
was
I
there,
have.
but I probably stood up and I missed it.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes. So it was super long. And that's a keynote as well, right? That's a speaking opportunity in front of a stage. So sometimes we think a stage is one thing, while if we open the lens of what stages actually are, you can increase your impact tremendously. The same with podcasts, right? Like I've been on so many podcasts and they're still out there. Sometimes when someone DMs me, I just send them a link to a podcast interview I did a year ago, right? So podcast is absolutely something you want to go for, but also step by step. It doesn't mean that you have to go on 40 podcasts right now, right?
I have a podcast that I created with 10 and 12 episodes. I just stopped doing it. But that's something I should start up. I should do again.
Yes, 100%. And what's your through line? What's your theme?
Well, it's called Possibilities and Probabilities, and it was just taking people through the finance thing. But I've noticed with my experience, I cannot talk to people like if I was in a classroom in a PhD course. I need to lower it. I need to connect because my own research, people are terrified of money. And I have people tell me that they feel that they're not worthy of money.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear that, it's totally different than me telling you, Laura, you need a budget, you need to do this, people don't want to hear that. People need to get the fear, the same with public speaking. You took the fear out of public speaking. Now I'm eager to learn it and to
Yeah.
start doing it. So I have to teach that you are worthy of a beautiful life that includes finances. see, you're worthy of a beautiful life that includes finances. And let me talk to you about finances. And I go in through there versus, hey, you need a budget. You need to do that. Nobody wants
Yes,
nobody
of
wants to be
course.
told what to do.
So when you have your podcast and you're reaching out to people, what you could do, and this is just an invitation, if you are going to record your introduction video in our group, say, hey, I've got a podcast. Who would love to go on my podcast? If they don't say yes, I'm going to say in the first lesson, listen. Let's start
An
with the
opportunity, an opportunity
yes.
for both of us to practice.
Right? So this is it. Like you're doing it right now. And the more you start to really see how you're going to create an offer, is what we're going to do is you're going to give people an offer when you finish their speaking. Right? So you speak, you have, for example, a podcast, and then you're going to say, hey, I have a free resource that I would love to give to you. Is it okay? And then the host says, of course. So now you're giving people a free resource, which helps you collect email addresses. So now you start to build your, what we call funnel, right? So
Yeah,
that's,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what that how do you get the people to for you to get the people to listen to the podcast, you have to tell people it's there. Nobody knows it's
exactly.
how do you do
Exactly.
that? Do you pay
So
ads or do you
yeah, so that's a lot of different ways. So when you are going on a stage, when you're going on a podcast, you already have the attention of the crowd, right? So
okay.
that's the beauty of speaking. That's the beauty of speaking. You don't need to do ads yet at all. Let's first get your message across. Let's first, because who's going to buy? People who feel emotionally connected to you. And when,
First.
how are they going to feel emotionally connected to you? By telling stories. So this is like a whole wagon wheel that starts to spin. And maybe we can even say, last time it was, okay, I can actually do this. This time you're going to be more focused on, okay, how am I going to do this story thing? How am I going to tell my stories? And everything you focus on the stories. And maybe the third time is more, how are you going to monetize this? Because then you will probably also have your offer already with Dean and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise it becomes a lot as well, right? If you focus on all of those goals in 8 weeks. So what if this 8 weeks is, okay, what are your stories, Nilsa? What is your through line? What are your teaching points? And how are you going to create that through line within your keynote? What if we define that as a goal for this time?
I love it. I love it because remember that I also have Barry. So I'm all over the place.
Yes, I
But
know.
I know that the foundation is the speaking.
Yes.
And that's why I'm here. And if I like I said, if I have to do it a third time, I will do it a third time.
Yeah.
Because I'm just building, and this is your I guess with my experience, that is another course that you can create. You have a 3-step course. You have confidence, you have impact, and you have income.
That's what I do. So I have stand up, that's confidence, speak up is the speaking, and scale up, that's the monetization part.
Okay, so you got it there.
Yeah. But I
Beautiful.
love that you recognize it, and I love that you get so much out of that as well.
Yeah, because the more I learn from all this knowledge industry, I'm learning that try to take your audience to these 3 chunks versus what I was doing is
Give it all.
yeah, I was giving them too much detail and they can't
Yeah.
absorb it right now. I have to deal
Yeah.
with the emotional part first,
Yeah.
which is what it's just what Tony does. That's what Tony does. That's what Dean does. Everybody, that's the key to all this because there's a lot of emotions around a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. Super. Okay.
Beautiful.
Are there any questions from your side? Because that was basically for me.
Questions on my side. We're starting on the 11th. You already said 11 in the morning. We have a plan for me, which I have the confidence. Now it's about me creating the stories and the true line and where do I want to take my customers from here, the outcome that I want for. So my story has to be around what's the outcome. There's
Yes.
a story, there's an emotion, and then the like you used to say in the class, the journey to get the person to the transformation.
Yes.
So my story has to have a transformation at the end, whatever that is.
Yes.
And most likely on the third cohort, we can do how do I monetize it? How
Yes.
do I get on the podcast? I probably have my course outlined already with Dean.
Yeah.
And I'll be ready to go get on Barry's in the virtual events that Barry's teaching me how to do. And my book will probably be published. And then I'm ready.
Yes, you
And
are.
in the meantime, I have a podcast. It's called Possibility and Probability. It was done in Spanish because I was practicing how I pronounce some of the Spanish words, but I think I'm going to focus it more in English. And I have it could be called Impact. That's the name of the book. We'll see. I have to revisit that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what you can revisit with the overall through line with whatever you're doing. And now we're really focusing, okay, what stories do you have and how do you create a through line in the speech?
I have a question, Lori. After this thing with Dean, MBA, what he calls it, right? Mind Business School or Academy.
Business, Mastermind Business Academy.
Is there like another thing after that, or that's it?
I don't know. I think what he's gonna do, I truly don't know,
Okay.
is the mastermind.
Oh, okay. The masterminds.
I think,
I mean, that makes sense. If you launch and you have traction, then the next thing would probably be a mastermind
yeah, I
to
think
get
so.
that
Because this
to
is a new
experience.
product. Like he really created this. It's the most amazing product he's ever launched. Trust me, like it's really, really good. Really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super good.
Super. Okay. So
I
you
owe you a welcome video.
yeah,
I can do that too.
that's amazing.
And we have two of that. You said please accept on the calendar so you know if I'm going or not.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I sent you the
And
link for the 16th.
you sent me the link for the 16th, and you have a young lady, you have a lady in the group that's called I think Jessica.
Correct.
She's my she's a since I'm in the Tony Robbins world, she's
She's
the
a
one that
success.
she's the one that books me in all the events.
Oh, that's awesome. She's
So, I said to her, hey, I saw your name. Are you doing? And she goes, yes. And she's like, oh my God, I'm terrified of speaking. I said, don't worry, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. And I told her that this is my second time around. So I'm already letting people know that, do it once, do it twice, do it 3 times. I mean, I've been to UPW like 4 times and I
Yeah.
learned something every time.
I love that. I love that, Nilsa. This is so cool. And this is truly like a community where this is going to skyrocket like crazy.
Yes.
Like, we're really here to change the trajectory of speaking in general. Yeah.
It's beautiful. The word is democratization of speaking.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Is Monica going to be also doing her tapping?
She is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Noelle's going to show up as well, or?
No, I don't think so. I think she has her own plans, but I'm really close with Noelle, so you might see her around.
Perfect. Okay, so I think we're good. This is awesome. I'm excited.
Good. I'm
And
excited to see your video.
So basically, I should create more stories. Just start picking up stories.
Yeah, yeah. And I have an extra video that I'm putting in the course that I will already, it's now in the editing. So as soon as it's edited, I will send it to everybody in this group. So you can already start collecting the stories in your story library. So you're able to save it.
Okay,
So
perfect.
start recognizing it, you start saving it, you start doing it.
Okay.
Cool?
Perfect. Yes. Thank you so much, Lori.
You're
Have a
welcome.
beautiful afternoon.
Yes, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.